Now, Will, I'm glad we're back doing TOEFOP because there's certain things I can only discuss with you, and there is this thing that's been bothering me, and I need to get your take on it.
Sure.
Because I don't know what's going on, and I've been trying to figure it out. So, about 6 months ago, I went to a party. Right, there was like an organized party with like DJs and stuff. It was at this bar in town, and it was a real kind of like, oh, you remember when you were young and you'd see like a disco for like 30 plus? There's like 30 plus discos. You'd be like, oh my god, who goes to that? Well, I went to one. That's what it was. Like, and everyone in there.
Still the old guy.
No, I was probably on the young end. It was actually weird to be at like what is essentially like a nightclub, but no young people around. Because the last time I was in a nightclub, there was young people in there too. But this was just like 40 plus, maybe late 30s there, but mainly just like mature people sweating to the oldies. That's what we were doing. We're just like dancing to like the 90s. Anyway. So at this like little sort of snack table, and there's this woman there, and I've seen her around town, my town where I live, in the playground and stuff with her daughter. And so we just start chatting and stuff. And after a moment, I say, so I think I've seen you around town at the playground. And she's like, no, that's my sister. And I'm like, oh, you've got a twin? You said, no, that's just my sister. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, my mistake. Obviously, yeah, no problem. And so then I like in the sort of weeks afterwards, I was like, she says this, it's like, it's exactly the same person. I'm telling you, like the same person. And I'm like, why? Are there any sisters that look identical? And then I was trying to think of like, I don't know. I've no siblings that look like they're related, but like, I don't know identical siblings that aren't twins. Anyway, I start sort of seeing this woman again, but not in where I live, more in Byron Bay.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to think, why did this person tell me that and I'm like, she doesn't have a twin. She doesn't have a sister. She was trying to just stop talking to me. That's what I think happened. Because the weird thing is, there's been a couple of instances where I've seen her. It either is like a sister who looks exactly like her. Because
which could be there are siblings, like, I mean, it's not very common, but it does happen where the siblings look incredibly similar to each other. Does this person have...
I could not think of one example.
I can't immediately think of an example either, but I bet siblings who look the same but aren't twins, I bet if I Google that, there will be...
I mean, the Hemsworths all look completely different. The Wilson brothers all look completely different. The core. Oh, you know what? The cores. Maybe I couldn't tell the three cores.
Right.
Apart from the brother.
Can siblings look alike if they aren't twins? Here we go.
Yeah, that's what I need to know.
Yes. Yeah. The answer is yes. And then there's a whole bunch of people saying, yeah, people get me and my brother or sister confused all the time. So.
Oh, well, that makes me feel better because I started to think that maybe this woman was lying. Like maybe she thought I was hitting on her or something, or she was just trying to like throw me off the trail. That no, that wasn't me. That was someone else. Because I've seen her since we've even interacted since, and I'm like, oh, I think she's forgotten who I am because I don't know. I've just never met siblings that look exactly the same, like same hairstyle. Yep. It's what it is. It's very Rooster and Goose, like. If they are sisters, then
it a distinctive look? Like, does this person have a very distinctive look?
Well, not distinctive for up here. It's very boho, Byron Bay, white linen. Okay. But her face is, very distinct, and her hairstyle and everything else about her. She's quite tanned. She looks like, she's maybe got mixed heritage. So it's not like, she's not a forgettable face. She's a memorable face. But I just was like, because I was talking about with Sammy Cav, and we were trying to get to the bottom of it. And I was like, do you think she lied to me? Do you think she doesn't have a twin? And she's just trying to get out of it?
If she has lied to you, then you do not want a person in your life who lies this easily and in like such, like, I mean, to invent a okay, here's what I will say. Right. People won't have heard it by the time that you're listening to this because it's out of order chronologically and how it'll be released. But just about an hour ago, I recorded a FOFOP with a previous FOFOP guest, Sam Peterson, Mr. Sammy P. And he does a podcast called Confessions, where he goes on to Reddit and he finds people who've said things and he reads out the confessions. It's a really funny podcast. I've been listening to quite a lot of it over the summer period because, some of my regular podcasts were on holidays and I just got into really listening to confessions. And so I probably listened to 20 or 30. And there was probably 2 in that where someone had invented having a twin, to get out of a situation. So I'm not saying it's beyond the realms of possibility because people have clearly done it before and they've gone on to Reddit to confess that they've done it before. So there is a chance that this person has wanted to get away from you so much that they couldn't just say, oh, you might be confusing me for somebody else. But the fact that did they immediately say that's my sister?
Oh, when I brought it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you weren't saying there was anything bad either, were you? Did you say it was a playground when said you originally saw them?
Yeah. Because where I'd seen her, I'd taken her into the park and she was there with her kid.
Yeah.
And
does she have a kid, this woman? Have we ascertained the fact that maybe it's the sister who has a kid? Because the kid can't look identical as well. The kid is how we solve this mystery.
That's actually smart because I've seen her since with the kid, but I can't remember if it's the same kid or not.
Yeah, you've been distracted.
Do you think I could just go up and just grab a kid by the face and just start examining?
Because I can believe the fact that the 2 sisters might look alike, but they're not going to have identical kids as well. This is too far. So you've got to crack the case of whether it's the same kid. Maybe she said to you, that's my sister, because this person doesn't have any kids of her own, and that's why she knew the sister would be at the park and she wouldn't be at the park.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the question is why she would lie. The obvious one is she just wanted to get away from talking to me, which I completely understand.
I know, but I've been talking to you for 13 years, and I've never had to pretend that. Oh, that actually wasn't me. You've been talking to my brother for this whole time. You can't tell us apart.
Wal Sanderson. Yeah, but then when I was talking about it with Sam, and we were trying to work out why she would lie, I was like, oh, maybe she didn't. And Sam said it could just be one of those involuntary lies that you tell. And it just so happened that earlier that day, I'd been, we had a big group, friends up from Melbourne and Sydney. We had a big catch up at the beach. And I ran into some friends who were sort of like friends of friends. I don't know them that well. And so I got kind of put on the back foot. And there was a sort of lull in the greeting, like, hello, how you doing? And I pointed at one of the guy's watches and said, oh, it's like he's wearing an Apple Watch. And I said, oh, is that a Fitbit? And he was like, no, it's an Apple Watch. And then I said, oh, yeah, I've got one of those. And I don't. No. And then we had a 2 or 3 minute conversation. Yeah, exactly. We had a 2 or 3 minute conversation about my Apple Watch that I just bought. And I was asking him, how do you set the blah, blah? And so he was showing me. And I don't know why I did it. I just I felt awkward in the moment and there was a dead air. And so I just threw this thing out and then I'd committed to it. And then it was too late for me to back out of this conversation.
But here's what I would say. It's so much easier for you to back out of that than inventing a sibling. That's what I would say. You can, if that guy saw you again another time and you had your Fitbit watch on and he was like, oh man, I thought you had an Apple Watch. You could easily go, I did, man, but I just had a whole bunch of problems with it and I've actually switched to a Fitbit or whatever. Or I lost it. Yeah. It's not on your wrist next time. I lost it. I don't wear it when I'm not at the gym. Whatever it is, it's easily, but to invent an entire identical sibling just to get out of a conversation feels like a lot. Because it's not even an embarrassing moment.
Even if she was panicking?
In these confessions, Reddit confessions, right?
Yeah.
It's always because they've done something really terrible. They've been caught having sex with someone they shouldn't have done, or they've broken in and they go like, no, that's my twin sister or that's my identical, sibling or whatever. This was just a conversation. I refuse to believe that she was finding conversation with you so unpleasant that she needed to invent a fictional sibling unless that's her jam and that she's constantly always blaming things on her imaginary sibling.
Okay. So it's either do you think it's a neurodivergency kind of thing or it's just a kink? It's I love I love telling guys about my fictional
gaslighting
sister.
guys that
Everyone
I have an
think-
identical
She takes her
sibling,
husband,
not a
goes home,
twin.
and they have amazing
Yeah.
sex because she's like, I did it again, Steve. What? I found a stranger and I told her
Rube.
about my imaginary
I found a
sister.
Rube. That's his kink. He loves it. He loves to watch it.
Yeah. It's just like,
Tell him
I'm
you've got a
sitting acro-
sister who looks
Yeah.
exactly like you. Go on. You get over there and you gaslight the hell out of him.
Hey, my partner and I were just watching you from across the bar. We dig your vibe. Can we tell you about our imaginary sister?
Imaginary identical sister is not a twin.
Well, yeah, okay.
Because if you're
That
going to
makes
make
me-
up, if you're going to make up an identical sibling,
Mm.
then you make up a twin. That would
Yeah.
be if I was like in that situation. You're like, oh, I've actually got a twin.
Yeah, right. There's a level of detail to saying it's the easy thing is twin. There's an extra level of detail which makes it seem more authentic, which is it's my sister. Twin? No. Why? Because I
The
gave her an
easiest thing
out.
is this. Oh yeah, I do go to that park occasionally. That would be the
Yeah.
easiest thing. So if she's like a normal person and she's in this conversational situation, I think if it is her, like if there is no like if literally she's denying that this is her, but it actually is her, the easiest thing of all would be just to be, unless she's murdered somebody at that park, I don't see why you would lie about being at the park, unless like the park is an alibi or something.
I have run into her. It's one of those things now. It's hilarious. I've seen her so many times, and she even like wasn't. It was kind of we didn't have a conversation, but we were at there's some Christmas, like kids' Christmas event, and I was talking with Jem and a few of our friends, and her group overheard what we were talking about, and she yelled out, "Oh no, that's blah 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 blah," and I was watching her, and I'm like, does she recognize this the guy she blew off, or is this the twin? This is the non-twin sister, like because. I don't know. It was just weird. I have sort of like we've sat across like next to each other at cafes, and I just like I'm so weirded out. Now, part of me wants to just go up and say, "Hey, look, can we just let's just be real? Can we be real now? Do you have a sister who looks? Are you the sister that has a sister who told me that you look like you, that looks like you, or what's going on?
So
Please, just put me out of my misery."
Mike, you'll have to beep this out, please. I'd cut this out. Don't even beep it. Just cut it out. Charlie, what's the person's name? Do you know?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Fuck. Okay, well, in
Why?
that case, you don't. I was going to do some amateur sleuthing and see if I could work out whether they had a sister or not.
No, I can't
No,
remember.
you
Oh,
don't know?
Well, that was the other thing. It was a very unusual name. Like I had to ask her to repeat it because I hadn't heard it before. It was like, one of those kind of fancy, highfalutin names.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, let's not. I don't think we should do some amateur sleuthing, but I think there will come a time where I will work up the courage to confront her.
Well, you don't need to confront it because it might be nothing.
Confront is too strong a word, but what I mean is like work it out. I will talk to her. There'll be. I've seen her too many times, and I think we have enough friends in common that will eventually cross.
The kid is the key. You've got to unlock the secret of the kid. Is it the same kid? If it's not the same kid, then it's not the same woman.
But she may have more than one kid.
Okay, interesting.
See, you didn't think of that, did you?
No, it's true. But didn't you say the kid was like in a pram or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it was about Iona's age,
All
and I'm talking like a year and a half ago.
Mm.
But the weird thing is, I've seen her at that park once, and never since. Every other time I've seen her, it's been in Byron, which is like obviously a much bigger town and more people and stuff.
Well,
so I'm like,
I
I've
mean,
never
the
seen
most
this.
likely story is that she has a sister who went to that park once.
No, she said her sister lives where I live in the
Yeah.
same town, and I've never seen her here.
But
I've
I mean,
only
that's
seen her
this
in
is
Byron.
This is a terrible lie if this woman is actually lying. Because it's like, when you're at high school and somebody's got like a girlfriend, but they go to a different school, like the school is hopefully far away. They live in another country. They live in Canada.
Yeah.
That's you keep the lie as far away as possible. But the fact that you think she's gone on the front foot and made up a sister and the sister lives in the same town as you. I mean, this is deep inside
she's
your head
gambling.
if she's trying like
She's
do
gambling
that.
big time. It's been playing on my mind, and I really.
I think she has a sister.
Okay.
This does not sound like a lie to me. I think the
So
most
do you
likely
think-
scenario is that she has a sister who spends more time in the area that you spend, and she immediately knew it would be her sister because of that, and her sister just
Okay.
looks like her.
So if I see her around where I live,
Mm-hmm.
the sister,
Scream, je accuse.
is
As
it
loudly as
okay
you
for
can.
me to go up
Yeah.
and say, hey,
Hey,
this may sound like a weird question, but do you have a sister who looks just like you? Like, it is weird, right? There's no way I can ease into that. Because I need to know, and I must know, but there's no easy way to bring it up without sounding like a complete. Oh, is it that weird?
but,
I mean, maybe I need
but are
to,
you
maybe some small
suggesting
talk first.
that you
Let's role play. You be her.
so
Okay, so
I'm
we're just
I'm the real sister.
The
It
real
turns out
sister.
there is a real sister. She lives in
Okay,
the area you live, but you have not met me before, right?
no, I haven't met you before,
I've
but I'm trying to work out
Yeah. Okay.
if you are the sister,
All right.
the fabled sister. So
Okay.
we're in line to get coffee at the local cafe. So you've just put. We're both waiting
Yep.
for our orders. So we're just standing there waiting for our orders.
Turmeric
And I say,
latte, please.
Did you order a turmeric latte?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What is that? Is that sweet or is it kind of?
Oh, it's a little sweet,
spicy?
but to be honest, it's the health benefits of turmeric that I actually have a shot of turmeric in the morning and really find it a healthy way to invigorate the lifestyle. So if I'm going to have a coffee as well, I have it on oat milk, but I have the turmeric latte with oat milk.
So this is going to sound weird. Have we met before?
I don't believe. Hang on,
Were you?
were you on Home and Away?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh
I
yeah,
was.
yeah. My kids love Home and Away. I've got some kids and they love Home and Away. Oh, nice. No, I don't. I mean, I think I would remember if we met before. So no.
It's just very weird. I was at this party about 6 months ago. And there was this person there who looked exactly like you. It was in Byron.
Yeah, and my sister.
She looks exactly like
Yeah, I
you.
know. I mean, we get this all
Why
the
the
time.
fuck are you lying to me? You're the same woman. Don't you bring that bullshit here. Why? Oh, you're calling the cops? I'm calling the cops. Yeah, go on. I'm going to wait here and see who they arrest. Me, the guy who's just trying to get to the truth, or you, a liar, a serial liar, psychopath. Oh, I'm the psychopath? Oh, I see what's going on here. Yeah, sure. I'm out of order. You're out of order. We're all out of order. Attica. To see the full video, join our Patreon.
Patreon.com/Tofop.